For this guide for Lynx, I'll be giving you her best relic, Lightcone, Teamcomp, and her pros and cons. For this video, I won't be going through on how she works, as I believe everyone knows how she works already. For her required Ascension, trace materials, and skill priority, I'll just leave pictures down below as I don't want to distract the video. For her Eidolons breakpoint, E1, E2, E4, and E6. At E1, her healing output is better. At E2, her survival response, which comes from her skill, can resist debuff for one time, which is pretty neat as her skill can't cleanse. At E4, honestly it's pretty useless. When her skill is used, she increases the target's attack by 3% of her max HP. With a 6k HP Lynx, she only buffs 240 attack, and it's one turn, but it's sort of free, so can't really complain about it. At E6, she is almost on par with Bailu, as it increases her max HP effect by an additional 6% of her max HP, and increases effect rest by 30%. Do note that even with max increase of trace levels, you shouldn't upgrade them as the bonus is so little it's not worth the materials or credits at all. So when should you use Lynx over Natasha at which Eidolon? Honestly, if you have good units which synergize with Lynx, E0 is totally fine. For a standard healer without synergies, if Natasha is at E2 and you have Lynx at E0, definitely a no build. I would say at least E2 minimum to use her over Natasha at E2, whereas Natasha at E2 beats E2 Lynx in a standard scenario. Also, don't get me wrong, all comes down to whether you like her design or not. Also, Lynx is more future-proof due to synergies with more units, especially in future. How to build Lynx for the main set? For the body, you want outgoing healing over HP percentage unless you have Lightcones which increase outgoing healing by at least 20% minimum. Then you can opt for HP percentage for your other units which scales on max HP. You want speed or HP boost depending on your team comp. Speed is actually preferred for the extra turn which generates faster skill point and energy. Substat priority, you want to focus on HP percentage, after that speed to 134 or above depending on your team, effect rest, and defense lastly. Onto her relic set is very straightforward. She's the same as any standard healer. She has a ton of best in slot. The first will be 2-piece Longevous Disciple for the HP percentage boost, recommended as you gain more max HP buff and healing output, plus 2-piece Passerby of Wandering Cloud for outgoing healing by 10% or Messenger Traversing Hacker Space for that 6% speed to hit 134 and above easier. 2-piece Longevous Disciple is preferred. The other two you can pick the one with better substat. You may be wondering how about 4-piece Messenger. One downside is that you kind of not want to use Lynx ulti whenever it's up, due to that her ulti can only cleanse and that 4-piece bonus honestly isn't gonna help at all. Also, it doesn't stack on the same turn. If you have Lightcone at 20% outgoing healing, you can opt for Passerby 2-piece for that extra healing output and opt for HP percentage body instead. Overall, the substat is more important compared to the set piece effect, as you can hit 134 speed easily even without 2-piece Messenger. And now for the Planar Ornaments, means that you want energy regen over HP percentage. You don't really want to run HP percentage due to needing Lynx ulti for her dispel, as her skill doesn't give dispel at all unless you have Lightcones which can give energy regen. With energy regen, you're able to get one turn ulti faster. For HP percentage, only recommended if you have units which really scales insanely well with max HP buff and you have other units in the team which can dispel. And for the op, you want HP percentage only. She has 2 Planar Ornament set. First is Fleet of Ageless, as she scales on HP percentage for better max HP buff and healing output, plus that 8% attack is really useful. The second best is Broken Q. Honestly, the effect rest is good, but HP percentage bonus is preferred. But if you have better substats or DPS with Light Blade which doesn't scales on attack, this relic set will be your preferred option. Honestly, it all comes down to which has better substat. Now for Lynx, Lightcone, I'll start from the worst to best. It will be pretty complicated as they are all pretty much equal. It differs which is better based on your team comp. At last place, we have both Shared Feeling and Perfect Timing at S5. Shared Feeling increases outgoing healing by 20% when using skill, regenerate 4 energies for or ally. While last place is because for Lynx, you usually won't use a skill even with preservation or destruction units, as you want to base your attack for more skill points for your other units. But if you're using Lynx skill more often, this Lightcone will be better than Perfect Timing due to the energy regen. And for Perfect Timing at S5, for this Lightcone, you have to hit 60% effect rest in total for the 27% outgoing healing boost. This Lightcone is more for those who prefer high healing output, which is more consistent compared to 4 energy once in a while. So why should you go for either of these two Lightcones? With either two of these Lightcone, you can opt for HP percentage body instead of outgoing healing boost body for higher max HP buff for your team, which synergize better with higher max HP. At the place we have post our conversation. Because of both the energy regen and higher healing output for Lynx ulti, at S5 you can just go for HP percentage rope instead of energy regeneration rope. Even with this Lightcone at S1, the energy regen does help out a lot, especially if Lynx is your only sustain for the team. At second place we have Quick Proco at S5. This Lightcone is really good. It's almost a guarantee 100% 16 energy regen for any of your allies except the wearer. Since it's based on the start of the wearer's turn, it means zero restriction. With this Lightcone, it's better to aim for 134 speed for the extra turn on 3 cycles. Also for most players for MOC 8 and above, for your second team, you'll be running a double sustain team comp, for example Lynx with Fire MC. And you can S5 this Lightcone for free compared to the rest. But do note that for solo sustain with this Lightcone, you need good HP substat on your relics for sufficient healing output. This Lightcone will be better than a best in slot if you're running a double sustain team comp, since you don't need the extra healing output anymore. Best in slot will be time waits for no one due to that extra max HP boost and outgoing healing, plus that extra small DPS boost, though not by much. If you're wondering about how much DPS boost this Lightcone gives, for example 2700 HP healed on all 4 allies, which equals to 10,800 HP recorded, which equals to 3,888 damage at max. Though the best random feat for this Lightcone is that it's a 5-star Lightcone, which means higher HP stat. Plus this Lightcone gives the higher survivability for your whole team. And now for Teamcomp and rotations, I won't be really talking about Teamcomp as Lynx is universal. For her rotations, preferably you want her to go before a DPS, cause you want your sustain to generate skill points for your buffer and DPS. Unless you don't need the extra skill point, then your healer can go last or whenever you want. You may want to speed tune for aggro manipulation. This is when you want Lynx to go after your preservation or destruction unit, though it's not that important. Now for her pros and cons. Pros, she's a 2-in-1 max HP buffer and healer, which is surprising for a 4-star unit. Her ulti gives team-wide cleanse. She can be S tier in certain team comps, as she gives aggro manipulation with destruction and preservation units, which scales well with max HP, where she can be on par or slightly better than Bailu. She's free to play friendly. You honestly don't need a 5-star sustain even with late game MOC or Storm Disaster. She's more skill point positive compared to Natasha due to more consistent healing. Cons, healing output isn't as good as 5-star sustain. Needs E6 to barely compete with Bailu. Don't get me wrong, in some team comps, she is better than Bailu, only by a small margin. If Natasha is on A- tier, Lynx will be just at A tier without units, which can benefit from Lynx kit. The skill doesn't cleanse, which is quite restrictive, and it's turn based, so you may need to use more skill points if you want to manipulate aggro. If you have Natasha fully built and a 5-star sustain already, you don't need to build another healer. 5-star limited sustain still outscales her by a lot, whereas they can make the game way easier. And that's it for this guide.